All right, so the lesson in this one is trust nobody. And I mean trust nobody. We tend to trust people, especially certain people like a police officer in uniform and a pastor, priest, that type of stuff, a school teacher. We've come to a time now in time where no one is to be trusted. But I've been rolling like that for quite some time now. Now, this story, I want you to listen carefully to the details. We've heard stories before and we've seen videotapes, evidence of police officers operating on the other side of the law, like planting drugs in somebody's car, arresting them, taking them to jail, booking them in, and then a person actually doing time behind it only to come back later and be exonerated. We've seen this. But this particular police officer, I can't even get it out. This particular police officer right here has been arrested on rape charges and official misconduct charges after he reportedly used his position to take advantage of domestic violence victim that he was supposed to help. Could you imagine a woman's getting beaten by her man, right? And she calls the police and the police comes. And that same police officer demands sex from her and takes it. Damn. So the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department announced on Tuesday that former officer Myron Howard, who has been with the department for roughly a year, he was taken into custody earlier in the day after he was officially charged in Marion County with rape, official misconduct, and various other misdemeanors, along with that big old felony right there. The allegations made in the probable cause affidavit are deeply disappointing and disturbing. Now, I want to tell you something. It's allegations, but it's allegations that he has admitted to. But we're going to get into the details. Keep listening. His superior, which is Chief Chris Bailey, said this is disturbing and disappointing. His alleged actions not only violated his sacred oath to our community, but he abused his power and he took advantage of a victim when she was at her most vulnerable. She was running to a law enforcement official for help after being abused by someone, and you did the worst. IMPD said officers were initially called around 11:30 p.m. on January 6th of 2024 to a home on the city's near northeast side in reference to a domestic violence incident. A suspect was arrested, and officers continued to investigate the situation. However, after other IMPD officers left the scene, the department said that Howard spun the block, doubled back, returned by himself to where that victim was by herself. Now, we all know this is messed up. Check it. A couple is fighting in the house, right? The police officer comes, a group of police officers come because calls were made. Now, when they come and they find this woman beaten up, bloodied, they put handcuffs on the man and they take him to jail. She's left there by herself. Could you imagine how she's feeling after being physically assaulted, beaten? And this man saw this as an opportunity as the group of police officers were leaving. He saw this as an opportunity to return himself. Let me double back real quick and see if I could get with her. She looked good. Not even 15 minutes after my boyfriend was arrested, I see flashlights outside my house and I hear a knock on my door. The victim told the department. Not even 15 minutes. She said, I opened my door and there was Officer Howard just standing there. And then he said to me, he's like, you could have went to jail too, but I didn't say anything, so I need you to do something for me. IMPD said that Howard was actually on duty when he did this. The woman said, I thought he wanted sex. Because he was very persistent about coming into the house. So, me being scared and him being a police officer that just left here and arrested my boyfriend, I let him into the house. The court documents quote the victim as saying, at the time, I felt obliged to do what he tells me to do because of the situation with my boyfriend that just happened and him being arrested and the police officer telling me that I could have been arrested too, but he just let it slide. And they're still investigating. So she thought that, okay, he's coming back, official business. This is more of the investigation. He's probably coming back to get the proper story. But the way how he was being persistent and acting like he was damn horny, it just gave off the vibe that he wanted sex. The domestic violence victim reported that once inside her house, the police officer, Howard, asked her to take him to the bedroom. Take me to your bedroom. Howard then reportedly told her to bend over the mattress before removing his gun belt and then having intercourse with her. The victim stated that she was not mentally with her body during that act. She froze. She had an out-of-body experience. She said it took approximately 10 minutes before he completed whatever the hell it was he was doing. Now, afterwards, court documents show that the officer told the victim his name was Mason while giving her his phone number. Later that night, after the victim did not respond to a text message from him, he reportedly said, "Dang, you gonna leave me on red like that, huh?" The victim later responded, "Stop messaging me." After several more texts from Howard, she said, "Stop messaging me." A month later, the victim's boyfriend was once again arrested for domestic violence against her. Once again. And once again, Howard was the responding officer. And once again, Howard reportedly returned to the victim's house 15 minutes after they arrested the boyfriend. Wow. To do what he did again. Now you can imagine he now has vested interest in this case, right? So every time they call, and I'm sure she did not tell her boyfriend that, every time we fight and you get arrested for beating me up, one of those police officers that arrested you, he comes back here and has sex with me. I bet she didn't tell her boyfriend that. Now, while they were on duty, the victim said that Howard again flashed a flashlight through her windows before calling her on a different cell phone. The officer reportedly asked if the victim was okay and if he could come inside, to which she responded, because she knew it was him, she said, "Just leave me alone." The victim then reported this incident to the IMPD, who launched an investigation into Howard. During one interview with detectives, the victim said that she didn't feel that the sex was consensual. The way how it went down, I had no attraction to him. He came in acting like a police officer, but then switched it to something else, telling me I could have been arrested and bent over, and I was scared. Anything could happen in that room, right? She then said no, the sex was not consensual, because I feel like I didn't have an option. I couldn't just say no. Like, I didn't feel like I had the power to say no, the victim is quoted as saying, because he was a police officer holding something against me and using it to threaten me. A review of Howard's IMPD squad car activities showed that he had been parked in the area of the victim's house soon after the initial incident for a significant amount of time, stalking her, basically. When he was interviewed by detectives, this police officer admitted to returning to the woman's house, but said that she had waved him down and invited him inside. According to Howard, the victim vented to him about romantic issues before taking him into the bedroom and undressing for him. Howard also admitted to having intercourse with the victim, who he said took her own clothes off first and then gave him consent to do what he did. He also said that he used a condom. I usually carry a condom in my wallet. This is how dumb he is, right? Investigators are questioning him about what goes on and what's he been doing on the clock. This is while he's in uniform driving a police car. This is his answer. I usually carry a condom in my wallet. Not to be graphic or nothing, but I carry it there because almost 5 years been a cop. Ladies hit on me a lot, and I'm not getting another lady pregnant. That's what he said to the detectives. He carries a condom in his wallet because after 5 years of being a cop, ladies hit on him a lot, and he ain't getting no other woman pregnant. Detectives then pointed out that it would be odd for a domestic violence victim who is still suffering from a bloody lip and a swollen eye to go flag down a cop to have sex with him. This sounds really bad. This sounds really bad. Like, I don't even know what to say. This is what he kept saying. Quote unquote, this sounds really bad. I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad. I don't even really know what to say. It's like, yes, I did that, but it's like none of that was forced and nothing was even suggested by me. It was just offered. When asked by the detectives how often he has had sex while he is on the clock, in uniform, driving a police patrol car, on duty, with his gun belt on his waist, he reportedly said that the question, that's a little personal. He did, however, say that while he was serving in Yorktown, it happened a couple of times while I was over there, and that he couldn't give numbers for when he was stationed in Anderson, which is another city, because he did it so much over there. He lost count. Furthermore, Howard admitted that he had sex with victims that he had met while working for IMPD. Not just this lady. He admitted he had intercourse with victims of incidents where he was called to quell the situation as a police officer. In one incident described by IMPD detectives in court, he reportedly offered the victim in a crash a ride home. Howard then allegedly said she needed to give he said, the paperwork says she needed to have some gas. He needed to have some gas or some ass. And guess what happened? They had sex in the back seat of his squad car before he drove her to her house. At the scene of an accident, he picked this woman up, took everybody's details. She's shaken up. He's like, okay, you don't need to call. Your car's totaled. The car's taken away by a wrecker, a tow truck. Do you have a ride? She says, no. I'm going to catch the bus or something. He goes, I'll give you a ride to your house. I'll drop you off. She goes, okay, thank you, officer. She gets in the car. And this man says, after he drove away, he's driving. He goes, gas or ass? Wow. Now, on Monday, after a month-long investigation into Howard's actions, IMPD detectives presented Marion County prosecutors with evidence against the officer. And on Tuesday, Myron Howard was officially charged and arrested on the following charges: rape, which is a level 1 felony, criminal confinement, a level 3 felony, official misconduct times 2, a level 6 felony, making an unlawful proposition, Class A misdemeanor, public indecency, Class A misdemeanor, and public nudity, Class B misdemeanor. Howard's actions do not represent the brave men and women who serve in a police force and wear their uniform and get up every day, get out there and risk their lives trying to make the place or keep the place safe for us law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Let's put that out there. However, he definitely serves as a reminder that not everybody in uniform is a good person. And therefore, we cannot trust everybody just because they have on a uniform, they drive a police car, and they flash a badge and carry a gun. Let this be an eye-opener for you guys. On Tuesday night, the Indianapolis Fraternal Police Order released the following statement that said, "Our collective organization finds the allegations disturbing, disappointing, and deeply troubling. We applaud the IMPD and the Chief of Police for moving quickly to investigate and to bring forth their findings, which resulted in criminal charges and separation from this police department. This is not a large matter. We look forward to the completion of the justice process, recognizing that all are presumed innocent until proven guilty. As such, we remain focused on enforcing the law, regardless of who it involves." Court documents show that the initial hearing in Howard's case was scheduled for Thursday, April 4th of 2024, but we have not heard anything else about him so far. So we're going to keep on looking and see. Maybe his court date was canceled. Maybe his court date was put off to another time. But we're going to keep looking to see. But please, this video was specifically done to raise awareness. I don't want you to call the police and next thing you know, you're in one of these compromising positions against your will and become another victim. You got to start treating police officers like everything else. If you don't, make sure whatever dealings is done out in the open, where you can call out for help, where eyewitnesses can see what's going on. No need to invite a police officer into your home when you're the only one there. He did not come and say, I have a warrant to search your house. And if he did, he wouldn't be alone. So you're the only one at home inviting this one lone wolf into your house by yourself. And things happen. Damn. I think he deserves lots of years in prison. And I don't even know a number, but I know lots of years in prison. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Have you ever encountered a police officer that was unethical? A police officer that wore the uniform but did not stand up for the law? A police officer that offered you sex? A police officer that planted something on you? A police officer that threatened you to get their way? Leave a short comment and I'll be sure to try to answer as many people as possible in the comment section below. I'll catch y'all on the next video, man. Be very aware. They're out there. I'm out. Peace.